Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the court of the EDI Jester. How are we, good people? I woke up this morning, looked out the window, it was still winter. How dare it? How you been? Let's crack straight on with an article that was drawn to my attention by the Women's Right Network of Greater Manchester. Doing great work there, you see. From the Telegraph, or the Torygraph, as some of you I know like to call it. What we have here today is a list of ne'er-do-wells and flippity gibbets. Or, essentially, a collective of academic effluent that needs to be dealt with, because what we've got is a list that reveals 9 universities where gender-critical academics, i.e. people who believe in reality, have a hard time, right? So that's a list of universities, okay? This is your... where the elites sit and pontificate about how the world is with their luxury beliefs in postmodernism and all sorts of, deconstructionist nonsense. They're philosophical daubings, philosophical nursery level daubings at these universities. Because these people, these elites that believe in all this bloody nonsense, critical social justice and all the stuff that comes with it, critical race theory, queer theory, blah, blah, and on. The list goes on, doesn't it? Sit and treat the rest of the UK as if it were a petri dish in some laboratory. That's what they do. They are like the overarching nonsense merchants in some kind of strange, twisted, queer laboratory. That's how I see it. So we have this article from the Telegraph, which is the title of which is "Revealed: the 9 universities where gender critical academics are labelled transphobic." Now there's a label that's lost its force. It would be sort of on the last chicken, wouldn't it? Just slightly peeled off and transphobic. So there it is. Right? Report finds that rigid policies make it nearly impossible for lecturers and students to hold open discussions about gender. Gender critical academics are considered transphobic at 9 universities in the UK, it has been claimed. A report by the Committee for Academic Freedom, or CAF as they are known, a group of academics worried about the erosion of free speech on campus, found that under definition of transphobia in 9 university policies, academics who believe that transgender women are not women are considered transphobic. Transgender women aren't women. It's not complicated. They're men, right? Okay. The universities named in the report include Imperial College London. We need the top of the pops noise. Do you know where they used to count down the top 10 songs? Right, number 1, Imperial College London. The University of Aberdeen. The University of Huddersfield. Brunel University. Sheffield Hallam University. Leeds Beckett University. London Business School. Robert Gordon University. And the University of Plymouth, right? It's like a sort of queer university challenge. They have them all lined up, one above the other. Right. Okay. Are trans women men? Buzz, 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 buzz. Sheffield Hallam University, for instance, uses a definition of transphobia that includes denying their gender identity or refusing to accept it. Wow! Oh, God! Now, just to be clear, for those of you that are not familiar, Sheffield Hallam is not the same as Sheffield University. If you remember, I did stuff on there, LGBT nonsense, a while ago. Sheffield Hallam's not Sheffield University, okay, just so we're clear. And the definition says, denying their gender identity or refusing to accept it. That's like saying, this bloke here, who's utterly away with the Pharaohs, you see him over there, scrawling on the wall and picking his toes? He's utterly away with the Pharaohs, but he thinks he's Napoleon. And you must accept the fact that he's Napoleon, otherwise we're going to fire you. Napoleon, can you go over here? Napoleon, this is Josephine. Josephine, this isn't going to end well, is it? Napoleon, this is Josephine. It's not going to end well. Ah, madam. Quel dommage. Or whatever it was he'd say, right? So you have to believe the bloke who thinks he's Napoleon, or Christ, or for that matter, anybody. Mozart. What are you doing? I'm composing. Leave me alone. The CAF report warned, by defining gender critical belief as transphobia, a university takes the view that gender critical beliefs are wrong. This has got to be a breach of the Equality Act. Except it's a breach that sits there, waiting to happen, rather than something that's actually happened. This is why the government needs to act. The existence of such an official point of view must restrict freedom of thought among academics. It must, by default, do that, surely. It added that the policies make it next to impossible for academics and students in those universities to freely explore and debate gender critical ideas. What freely explore and debate reality, right? Let's just say it what it is. Freely explore and debate reality. So they're stopping people debating reality in order to appease the trans nutters, right? Loons. Okay. It added that the policies, the report found that all of the policies were the same or very similar to the definition of transphobia promoted by, wait for it, you know what's coming? Yes, Stonewall. The LGBTQ plus charity, which is what they've called it here. It's not. It's a TQ plus lobby group. Professor Kathleen Stock. Hey, Kath. Professor Kathleen Stock, a gender critical academic, resigned from Sussex University in 2021 after a campaign of intimidation by trans activists. She said, I recognise this policy wording from when I worked in the sector and did a review of as many trans policies as I could find. It is alarming to find that some universities are still in the grip of external trans activist organisations who have no understanding of the value of academic freedom and apparently wish to intimidate critics into silence. That's exactly what they want to do, because they are hard left, hard liberal, authoritarian, identitarian, totalitarian Fruit Loops. Right? Right. Dr. Edward Skidelsky, philosophy lecturer at the University of Exeter, who is director of CAF, said, Stonewall is pushing its own interpretation of the law on universities through its diversity champion scheme. Universities should have nothing to do with it. Now, this is the cascading nature of, so you sign up and go, yeah, I want to be an ally to men in dresses. So you sign up, right, and women LARPing as gay men. You sign up, right, and you go, here we go, right, I'm signing up. Let me see, what do I have to do? Well, you're going to spend hours proving to Stonewall, who have absolutely no standing at all of any kind, that you're an ally, and then they're going to tell you what to do, and then they're going to tell you to tell the people that you do business with what to do. It is a parasite, a virus of the mind. As Gad Saad says, it is a parasitic action once you get involved with Stonewall. So if you're involved with Stonewall, you need to be leaving, right? It's that simple. Just leave. And a spokesman for Universities UK said, oh, I don't trust them either. Sorry. Universities UK said, academic freedom and freedom of speech sit at the heart of the UK's higher education sector. Universities have taken very seriously their responsibility to protect and promote this through policies and processes and by raising awareness among staff and students. They added, at the same time, universities invest and work hard to create a climate in which all students and staff can discuss a range of topics, including the complex and controversial, in the knowledge that they will be listened to and treated with mutual dignity, tolerance and civility. Right? Everyone, including those from marginalised groups, right? Why? Should be able to speak up without fear of harassment or discrimination, which should never be tolerated or excused. Universities, freedom of speech, and work on EDI. You've got to get rid of it. Should never be in tension. This is surreal. Universities, freedom of speech, and work on EDI, equality, diversity, and inclusion, should never be in tension. Both are necessary. No, they aren't. You need to get rid of it. I'm sick of this now. You need to get rid of EDI because there isn't anyone currently working who can do it properly, right? Nobody. So you need to get rid of it. EDI is at the root of all this. You know, it's one of the things that the warrior teachers are concerned about is freedom of speech. That's what we're dealing with when we do the work we do. Is mostly about freedom of speech and being able to speak and say things. It's intrinsically built into the program. Stop using EDI as an excuse to be an authoritarian, gender-addled grievance gerbil or race-baiting grievance minor. That's what they're doing. EDI is the problem. It is incompatible with freedom of speech and it needs to go. And if it's me you're asking, along with the Equality Act. All right? But that's me, because I think we should come up with our own thing in which we can exclude these bad actors because they don't deserve anything. They deserve nothing. Not a thing for their terrible treatment of women and gay people and LGBT people, because they are exactly what they accuse everybody else of being. Discriminatory, violent, vile. That's it, okay? So go. Go read the article in the Tory Graph. Remember, without free speech, there is no thought. You can't have free thought, all right? Mull on that for a bit. I'll see you later.